Growing up in Hawaii sounds idyllic to most people, but for me, it was anything but paradise. My story begins with a broken family and a childhood filled with challenges I never expected to face. My father left before I was 3, and my mother's epilepsy made it impossible for her to care for me. My grandmother stepped in, but life under her roof was unconventional. She bred animals, taught hula, and my uncle was involved in activities better left unsaid. He did take me fishing and diving, and once in a great while I'd ride around with him while he does his business. Let's just keep it at that. One summer, I met my father for the first time. It was brief, almost surreal, pretty much during the summer. When I returned home, I was sent to live with my mother in Waianae during the chaos of Hurricane Ila. That's when things went from bad to worse, at least in my eyes. My mom's struggles with abuse and instability shaped those years. She taught me survival skills. Well, actually, kind of learned it on my own. Like stealing food just so I could eat. But I also had to learn how to cook it. I remember wandering around Chinatown late at night, witnessing things no child should. Her anger was terrifying. She threw knives, threatened me with guns, and physically hurt me. She was a very strong woman. I once ran to a neighbor desperate for help, only to be sent back home with no real protection. If I remember correctly, she was threatening to kill me that day, and I believe I did tell them that. At 18, I moved out from her house and met some people from work and rented a room from them. At that time, I was dating someone. She moved in with me. In just a few months of moving out, I got the news one day that my mother had passed away. During the same time, the girl that I was dating decided it was time to leave, and she did. It was a hard time. I don't remember what I did or how I made it through, but I did. Some time had passed, and I met another person. We started dating. Shortly after, we got married. I moved in with her and her family. Everything was fine. Or so I thought anyway. Even though my mother was not in my life, everything that I had gone through stayed with me. The violence, the anger, the hatred, the mistrust. So, after a year or two, the girl and I, we had our first child. everything was okay. A year or so after, I had our second child. We were starting a family. But the anger was still there. I was still pissed off at everybody. Memories would creep in. I would overthink things. And it just sucked. We made it through about maybe 23, 24 years of marriage, give or take. And then for some reason I decided I would cheat. And surprisingly, for whatever reason, she waited about 2 years for me to get over whatever the hell trip I was on. And then after, she gave up, said fuck it, and moved on. Rightfully so. We're still, I guess, friends. We still live together. I mean, it's a massive house, so she lives in one section, I live in the other. We kind of do our own thing. 2 of our kids still live with us. She has a relationship. I have one. So it is what it is. My journey wasn't easy, but it taught me resilience. If you face struggles, remember, it's not about where you started. It's about where you're going. And for me, the journey's far from over. I still have a lot to learn. I'm learning now, even as I make this video. If this story resonates with you, like, comment, and share. Let's start a conversation about overcoming the past. You never know. Getting someone else's perspective may just help. The answer might just be in whatever they have to say. Reach out.